Hey folks, Sal here from Metaview. Absolutely pumped about the product update that we're sharing with you here today. It's actually an update or a feature that we've had our eye on for a really long time, but have been working on sort of painstakingly perfecting over the last few weeks, and really excited to share it with you. I think it's going to be a total game changer for recruiters and, importantly, for hiring managers, and maybe even more importantly, the relationship between the two. The context or the problem that we're solving here is that there is nothing more frustrating than working so hard to get a candidate through to the end of an interview pipeline, a good candidate through to the end of an interview pipeline, only for the hiring team and the hiring manager to feel like they don't have enough information to make a decision. Now, often the reason for that is, lack of information. So here's an example of a real scorecard where you can see key takeaways is a one-liner. There's a bit of information here, and then there's a bunch of other fields in the scorecard which just haven't been filled in. This makes it really hard for anyone to feel confident about the decisions, and often leads to you just relying on memories and feelings and other vague things like that. The latest bit of Metaview magic solves this. It's called Candidate Review, and as you can see, Candidate Review provides a comprehensive rundown of every bit of information you have about a candidate and gives you tools to interrogate this information so that you can make a better decision. Here we have every interview the candidate had in their pipeline. Each one has been automatically chaptered, so you can sort of jump around it and review it if you'd like to. We pull in the scorecards that people have provided. We pull it from the ATS so you can see the scorecard content here. And importantly, we summarize this scorecard content too, so you can have a quick summary of the key takeaways and see which part of the scorecard this relates to as well. So all of the key information about the candidate you have at your fingertips right here. But where the magic really goes to the next level for this is in how you can leverage Metaview's assistant to help you with better decisions. So in this case with Terry, we want to make a decision on this candidate today. And of course, we want it to be the right decision. Overall, the consensus is pretty positive on the candidate, but let's imagine I'm the recruiter here. There's a couple of folks who have raised a couple of flags, and I want to make sure that we are not just sort of taking the flag as therefore a no, but actually analyzing, well, is this a flag and how do we feel about it? So one of the team has said that they came away feeling unsure about how customer focused the candidate was, but didn't give a lot of evidence beside that. So I'm going to dive in and investigate more. So as you can see there, I've just used natural language to ask my question. I've referenced two specific interviews that the candidate had in their pipeline, the final stage interview and the recruiter phone screen. And Metaview has gone away and looked through these interviews for me to determine if we learned anything. So you can see here in the final stage interview, the candidate discussed customers when talking about the Genesis for Templates project. I can see the citation here, so I can actually jump from here to that part of the interview. It looks like there's not a ton of data here around their customer obsession. So that is a flag for me. So I'm going to mention that to the hiring manager, give them this information and mention that. The other flag that has been raised is around their attention to detail. And I want to get more information about this also. So in this case, I've honed in on a particular interview and how they dealt with error handling in the system design interview, because that's the part of our process that's designed to pick up on this trait. And I can see here that the candidate proposed using a task management system. They report success or failures back to the task manager. So they had a solution for this. So that's great to see. I actually want to dive in and look into some more detail here. So I'm going to jump into the underlying interview. And here we see I can literally pick up this part of the conversation, maybe even share this with the hiring manager directly if I'd like to. So they were all making a much more thorough decision about this candidate. So there you go. Would love to know what you think about candidate review. Let me know in the comments, or you can ping me directly. And remember, if you're not already a customer, then don't forget, a free trial is just a click away. You'll get everything that's always existed with Metaview, AI generated notes, scorecard authoring, and all of the things that make interviewing a delight and take away all of that toil. Plus this incredibly powerful new feature, which is candidate review, which is designed totally around making sure that you and your hiring team are making well-informed, high-quality decisions about candidates, as opposed to just going on the gut.